Hey guys, welcome back to the Motivational Ash channel. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on a video. If you're already subscribed, thank you for taking the time to hear me out again. So today's message is change and transformation is always a process. It is always a process. I can remember when there were things that I first wanted to change, old ways, bad habits that I wanted to break. And I was being so hard on myself because I was like, man, why can't I just break these things like overnight? Why is it so hard for me to just, break these things like this week overnight? And don't be so hard on yourself, because when you are trying to change old habits and bad habits, old ways, it is not going to be an overnight thing. It is going to be a process. You have to take into consideration how long you have had these old habits, how long you have had these old ways, because the longer that you have had these things, the longer, it might take the process of you getting out of those old ways, getting out of those, old habits and those bad habits. And once I started to realize that for myself, I stopped being so hard on myself. I started, feeling better about my journey and about, breaking bad habits and old ways out of my life that were no longer serving me. And there's things that I'm still currently working on right now, bad habits and old ways that I have that I'm still working on, but it is not an overnight process. And I feel like when a lot of people try and change and they're trying to change things, whatever it is, they're easily discouraged, or they give up easy because they're like, why is it so hard for me to, to break this habit? Like, why is it so hard for me? But you have to give yourself credit for starting. You have to give yourself credit for recognizing, the things that are no longer serving you, that you're trying to change. And you have to keep working on those things day by day, because, it can be an old habit, for example, or a bad habit that you've had for 10 years, for 15 years that you've been doing, and you're trying to break out of that. You're trying to, create new ways that's going to be better for yourself. And, it might take 6 months. It might take, whatever. It might take a little bit of time for you to, achieve that goal. But as long as you continue to stay focused and you continue to keep working on that area in your life that you're trying to improve, you are going to improve. One day you're going to look up and it's going to be nothing. Like, you're gonna be out of that bad habit. You're gonna be out of that old way already, but you have to keep working on it and give yourself credit, for continuing to keep working on that thing, because surely and slowly you're gonna continue to get better and better and better. And then all of a sudden, what I'm saying, that old way or that old habit, is going to be broken, and you're gonna find yourself not even, in that same cycle of, still living in that old way or that old habit that you have, and it's the same way as transformation, when like, even when God's working on us and he's transforming us, I can remember thinking like, oh, what I'm saying, I'm baptized, I went to church, and what I'm saying, like, I'm a new believer again, like, like I should just wake up and all of a sudden, I should be right, what I'm saying, everything in my spirit should be right, like everything, all of my old habits and my bad habits, like they should just, disappear. But that's not how it is. And I feel like a lot of people are misled because they think even with their transformation in Christ, like when you give your life to God, what I'm saying, it's gonna be like things that he's gonna strip you away from, what I'm saying? And it's not gonna be an overnight process. It's gonna be a journey, what I'm saying? It's going to be a process, which means it's going to take time, what I'm saying? You're developing yourself into a new system. You're developing yourself into a new you, what I'm saying? And you have to give yourself some time. So don't be discouraged when, when you're trying to break old ways or get out of bad habits, what I'm saying? And it's not happening as fast as you want, what I'm saying? You have to give yourself credit, even when you see, little by little, even when you see that, that you're breaking that old habit or that bad way or whatever, when you're breaking it little by little, you have to give yourself credit for that. So don't be discouraged and don't think that it's an overnight process, because it is not. And when God starts working on you, he is going to strip those things out of your life, and the things that you are doing that no longer serve you, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in the inside of you. You're going to feel the need to change. You're going to feel the need to stop those things. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, little by little, you are going to accomplish that. You are going to overcome that thing that once held you bound. You're going to be able to overcome. It is no longer going to hold you bound. But you cannot be easily discouraged, and you cannot easily give up. You cannot easily quit, and you can't stay in a state or mentality saying that I will never change. Don't think that because it's hard for you that you will never change. Don't think because it's hard for you that it's impossible. Don't think that, because it's hard for you that you're not able to become the new you or the new person that God has called you to be, because it is not true. And I have experienced this myself. I know what it feels like. So I'm here to tell you guys, do not be discouraged, okay? Do not be discouraged. Keep pushing forward. Keep recognizing your strengths. You know what I'm saying? Keep recognizing your weaknesses, where you're weak at, and, try to become stronger in those areas, and give yourself credit for each little step that you are taking towards becoming a better you, because so many times we try and work on becoming a better us, and we don't give ourselves credit for the little changes or the little things that we have already accomplished. We're looking at where we want to be, who we want to become already, but we're not looking at, dang, like, for example, like, sometimes I go so hard on myself, and then I have to look back and I have to think like, okay, a year ago or 2 years ago, I was doing this and I was doing that, but I'm no longer doing that no more. But it was a process for me to stop doing that, to get out of that. It was a process, you know what I'm saying? And, it didn't happen overnight. So sometimes you have to remind yourself, like I always say in a lot of my videos, I'm not who I want to be yet, but I'm not who I was. And that's how you have to look at it, okay? Yeah, you may not be where you want to be yet, but are you still the same person? Are you still changing? Are you still, growing? Are you still transforming? Are you still developing? You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that's being built about you. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that's being transformed, that's being renewed about you. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to recognize that, because if you don't, you will easily be discouraged and you will give up. Your transformation, sweetie, is going to take some time. It's a process. But if you can continue to keep moving forward and keep, seeing the areas where you're already growing in, it gives you so much more confidence to keep going, because, one day you're going to look up and you're going to be the person that you dream of. You're going to be the person that you always wanted to be. You're going to be that person that God has called you to be. You're going to be that person that, that you're going to look down the road and you're going to be like, wow, all those things that I felt like I couldn't overcome, and I've overcame it. You're going to be so proud of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the enemy will try and trick you, and he will try and make you think that you're never going to get better. He will try and make you think that it's impossible, that, you know what I'm saying, you've always been set in your ways, that you've always been like this, and that, that it's not possible for you to change. But it's always possible, and anything is possible through God. Like, it's always possible. Change is always possible. But how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad are you willing to continue to keep working on yourself? How bad are you willing to, keep staying on that path, that journey? Because becoming a better you is going to be so beneficial in your life, when you become that person that, whatever person that you are trying to become, whatever bad habits, whatever old ways that you are trying to break. When you get there, you're going to look back and you're going to be so proud of yourself that you kept going. So I'm here to tell someone today, do not be discouraged. Do not give up. Do not quit. Yeah, it may be hard. There may be things that, you know what I'm saying, like I said in the last video, that have been passed down from, people before you or whatever, your mom, your dad, your auntie, your grandma, whatever. It could be addiction that you're trying to break. It can be, it can be whatever You know, I can't tell you because I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know what you're battling with. Only you know. But like in due time, you will get better. You will get better. Okay. You probably don't even know or even see the growth that you are even, you know, that's happening in your life right now. Like, think of one thing right now that you've been working on, you know, to get better in or whatever that, you know, you might not be there yet, but like, think of how much better you have already gotten at that one thing that you're working on, that you're working towards, and give yourself credit for that. Because I have beat myself down so many times about things that I wanted to change, even on this journey, you know, even when God's still working on me, it's things God's still working on me about, you know, and sometimes I beat myself up because I'm like, damn, I should have overcame this already. Like, why is it so hard for me? And then I just want to give up and I want to quit because I feel like I'm not growing, and I feel like, you know, like I'm not getting better, when in reality I am. But sometimes the enemy is just trying to play tricks on my mind to get me, you know, to go back to being comfortable, to my old ways, to my old habits, to my old self. And, you know, and I have to keep pushing forward and remind myself, like, you know what, like, I am growing. And then I look down the line and I look 6 months ago or a year ago, and when I really sit there, you know, in quietness, and I'm thinking, you know, and I'm reflecting back, I see the areas already where I've already grown, where I've already got better. And that's what helps me and encourages me to keep pushing forward. And that's what you have to look at too within yourself, you know, because that's what's going to keep you pushing forward. That's what's going to keep you, you know, focused on becoming better, you know, and that's what it is about. Okay. The better that you become for yourself, for everybody, you know what I'm saying? The better that your life is going to be, you know what I'm saying? Everything is going to, you know, is going to come together. Everything is going to come together. And some of you, many of you, God is working on, and you are already in a process of, you know, of transformation. Little do you know. And you're being so hard on yourself. And, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a great job. You're doing a good job. If nobody has told you, if nobody recognizes, you know, let me be the one to tell you that you are doing a great job. You should be proud of yourself. You should be real proud of yourself, because some things that you're working on, nobody in your family has even overcame. The journey and the path that you are on, some people in your family haven't even been able to achieve that. So be proud of yourself, because you're going to make it. God is going to do something great with your life, okay? You are going to look up one day and become, you know, and see that you are a whole new you. And the confidence that it's going to give you. So I'm just here to encourage someone today. Do not give up on your journey, okay? Continue to become better. And continue to allow God to transform you slowly but surely. Don't be in a rush. So God bless you. I love you. I hope you subscribe to that channel if you're a new subscriber, and I'll see you in the next video. Love you.